Well, today we are talking about beautifying communities on Primetime Local News. I have Susan Ellis joining me today. Susan is the chair of the Communities in Bloom at the national level. Susan, this is such a great program, and I'm so excited to chat with you about this. So, thank you for joining me today.
Well, it's my pleasure, and thanks for inviting me to come.
Well, let's talk about the program itself, Susan, in case there are people out there who don't know what the Communities in Bloom program is. Can you please explain it to me and let us know how it works?
Okay, so Communities in Bloom is actually 30 years old. It has been operating in Canada at the provincial and national level since 1994, and it also has an international component to it as well. The whole purpose of it is to get people and communities continuously and engaged in their towns, villages, cities, and to work towards continuous improvement. So it's a competitive program, and the communities that are in it they compete against other communities based on population. So villages deal with other villages, cities with other cities, and so on. And there are 6 different criteria that we use as the judges. There are volunteer judges that travel across Canada and um, all the provinces, and then all the international ones as well. And communities are all looked through. It's a grid that we have, an evaluation grid that is very, very detailed and looks at pretty much every component that is possible in a municipality to encourage positive growth.
Well, let's talk about what happens now because the finalists have been chosen. Where do you guys go from here now over the next couple of months? What will you be doing in these communities?
So there are about there are pairs of judges to people, and we go out to all of the communities that we're divided up, and we travel sort of. Um, well, last year I spent most of the summer in Europe on behalf of Communities in Bloom, and this summer I'm going to be mostly in Alberta, so and Saskatchewan, and we will arrive to the communities. We are there for possibly 3 days, generally 2 days, and during that time we are looking at absolutely everything there is to see in the community and talking to the community builders, whether it's municipal, whether it's somebody from the residential associations, whether it's institutional, whether it's commercial. We talk to all the sectors that are involved and engaged in community building. And we have with us an evaluation grid. There are 78 elements on it, and it's very, very detailed, and there's 6 different criteria that we look at, and within those criteria are all the different elements that we're looking for. So it starts with general appearance. We walk into town, first impressions are lasting impressions. So what do we think? And do you have graffiti? Do you have garbage? Are your streets clean? Is there a lot of weeds on all the cracks and all the sidewalks? Has it been cared for, basically? And some communities are exceptional, others are looking for more ways that they can improve, particularly in their downtown districts. We see everything, and it's awesome. We then go from there to the one that is actually the most important these days, and that's environmental efforts. And again, from the residents to the municipality to the institutions, commercial, what are you doing to become more environmentally sustainable, to be uh, good stewards of your land and where you're at? Things that are right now. Are you doing sustainable things? Do you have rain gardens? Do you have rain barrels? Do you have waste management programs? It gets very, very detailed at this level. And then from there, there's a fly here. There's we go from landscape, but then we go into landscape again. That's your parks, your grounds, cemeteries. How are they cared for? What kind of turf management programs do you have? What are your grassing policies?
Well, we're lucky, Susan. In this area, we have two communities that we're aware of at this point that are have made it to the final, and that is Provost and Cold Lake. So, will you be the one who will be visiting those two communities, or is that too early to determine?
No, no, no. We've all been given our itineraries, and yes, actually, it is. I will be the one that is traveling to Provost and to Cold Lake. Um, I'll also be judging Wolseley, Saskatchewan, and then there's Chipman, New Brunswick, and Barrie, Ontario. Now, Barrie's a large city, and it's in the circle of excellence, so it's not in the same population categories as the other four. But I'll also be traveling with Tina Liu. She's one of our she's a member of our board of directors, and she is also the chief landscape architect for the National Capital Commission. So if you've ever been to Ottawa to the Tulip Festival or in wintertime to see the Festival of Lights, that's Tina's work, and she's pretty phenomenal. So she talks about all the different plants and the horticultural components, and I talk about the economic development benefits of the program. And we're really looking forward to it. It'll be the last 2 weeks of July that we'll be in the area.
Well, if anybody is looking for more information on this program or are looking maybe to get their community involved sometime in the future, Susan, where do they go to find all that information?
Communitiesinbloom.ca. Really simple. Go there. Now there is the national program is fed basically by the provinces. So there will also be a Communities in Bloom in Alberta and a Communities in Bloom in Saskatchewan and so on. I do believe Lloydminster, I know for a fact that it has participated in the past, probably in the Saskatchewan side or the Saskatchewan level. But for general information about the whole program, communitiesinbloom.ca has all the information and all sorts of helpful advice. It's a great network, and for any kinds of things that we do, including the choosing the colors. Like this year, the color purple. So if you're planting flowers out there in Lloydminster and Provost and Cold Lake, put a little purple in. We do things like that as well.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, Susan. I really appreciate it. And I hope you enjoy your time when you're out here judging for Communities in Bloom.
I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm certainly intending to spend a little bit of time in Lloydminster too, saying hi to some old friends.
All right. Thank you so much, Susan.